Hooked On Fishing was brought to you by Matamata Sports World. For all your friendly advice and service, see us first. Hi, Chris Bungard, helping you plan your weekends fishing. Well, it looks like there's a bit of warm rain around. If you're in the farming fraternity, you'll be very pleased with that because it's just what we need. Get that spring grass growth going, a little bit of rain around, might help freshen up the rivers and streams around the place. I'm picking there's going to be enough to affect some of the local streams along the Kaimais. A little bit of, a fairly big catchment area, of course. I think obviously a lot of them are closed now till the 1st of October, which is not far away, only a couple of weeks away. So people who love that opening are getting very excited about it. We'll cover a bit more about that when we talk about Rotorua. But along the Kaimais and that, but a lot of those little streams are closed, but the mouths of them are open where they go into the Waihau. Now, the Waihau is a very productive river. I keep saying it every week, I know. And, I make no apology for that, really, because I'm trying to encourage you to go out and have a go at our local streams and rivers around Matamata here, because there is some beauties. And, of course, all the way from here to Rotorua, virtually every stream you come across has got trout in it. So, Whites Road, the Waihau there is absolutely beautiful. The Waimakariri, it's open at this time of the year. So, get out on the weekend if you get a chance. Probably Sunday will be the day, and have a look around some of these little streams, because if we get a bit of rain, it'll be just enough to freshen the streams up and create a little bit of a run of some fresh run fish into them, and that'll be well worth a look around. As I said, probably Sunday, late Saturday afternoon will be the time, looking at this front that's coming through. In the Rotorua region, talking to Glenn Skinner down there, of course, they get very excited. He's one of the many charter skippers that are down there for the old trout fishing, but a lot of people go down and do their own thing, of course, but they do the preliminary work, and he's had a bit of a look around the lakes, Tararua, Okataina, Rotowedi, and he thinks the early signs are looking very, very good for a good season. So that's great. And I don't think he's just doing that to, be the old charter skipper and encourage you to get down there and go fishing with him. I think he's actually very upfront, and he knows the area like the back of his hand. They get around there. They're not allowed to fish, of course, but he's got the depth sounder on. He's had a bit of a look around, and he thinks the trout numbers and everything are looking pretty good. Now, the fish that they are catching around the stream edge, around the lake edges rather, they're in beautiful condition. He's really impressed. So that should bode well for a good opening as well, as far as the trolling and jigging and all that sort of thing goes. So things are looking good. If you're looking at planning going down there, I'd certainly go ahead with it and get fairly excited about it. Right now, though, the Lake Rotorua itself is fishing very, very well, and the Nongata stream mouths and different stream mouths like that running into Rotorua, we're going to get a bit of rain. How much, of course, we don't know. I can help you with the suggestions, but I'm not clairvoyant, unfortunately, so I'm not sure exactly how much is going to come through. But I think it'll be enough to freshen up those streams like around the Matamata region here, and should fish well sort of late Saturday and into Sunday. In the Taupo region, talking to my man down there, Ken Duncan, now he does a lot of fishing around that area, and he tells me the good old Waitanui's carrying some nice fish at the moment. And if we get another bit of rain in that area as well, it'll be warm, the northeasterly forecasted. Those streams should fish well, and the Waitanui is holding some nice fish at the moment, so I'd have a look around there. And then my next best, he thinks, would be the big old Tongariro, and it's running quite low and clear at the moment, as a lot of them are. Really almost like middle of summer type conditions, but as I say, this bit of rain comes through, should fish well, once again, late Saturday and into Sunday. Out on the lake itself, talking to the Montagues, Bernie and Colleen, they went down on the local Matamata Fishing Club's competition the weekend just gone, and they got a few nice trout. It was fairly hard going, but there was a few out there, and well worth a look around. But it should be beautiful out on the lake once that wind goes through. Now to the sea fishing. Well, of course, these northeasterlies that are forecasted for Friday and Saturday are just what a doctor ordered really for the West Coast. Now, talking to Dwayne Penny yesterday, in fact, he's not that impressed with the way things have gone. Last week, they had a couple of beautiful days and 52 metres of water down off Albatross Point, and they got some lovely snapper up to 9 kilos, in fact, so just under that magic 20-pound mark. But this week he said it's been a wee bit patchy, but he thinks that'll improve again. He's suggesting that if you get a chance to get out there, and you should be able to, before that southwesterly comes back in again on Sunday, head out perhaps a little bit deeper around that 58 to 60 metre mark off Carfia and Raglan. So have a think about that. In the Coromandel region, same thing really, a little bit patchy. I think, to be fair, a lot of that would be with the southerly winds that we've had during the week and the weekend just gone. I think this weekend should improve immensely on that, because you've got northeasterlies Friday and Saturday, Quite strong in places up to 35 knots they're talking, but plenty of shelter around Tikuma, Waikowal Bay, those sort of areas along there. That northeasterly is just a ticket really. Make sure your gear's right and make sure you got your flares and all that sort of thing. The reason I say that is because if you head out Waikowal Bay and those sort of areas there with a northeasterly, anything goes wrong, you'll be blown out into the middle of the Firth, so just keep an eye on that. But the conditions should bode well for a good fish. You've got low tide around about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, high tide about 10 o'clock in the morning, and then a high again at 10:30 at night. So that incoming tide in the evening I think will be the best. Low tide, as I said, around about 4 o'clock, burley up, fish on the outside of likes of the cow and calf or something like that, and fish that evening with the tide rising, quite big tides still. There was new moon, a full moon the other day, so they're still quite big tides, and fish that incoming tide into the change of light should be good. Over the hill into the Mercury Bay region, the Mere Island, that sort of side of things. We went out to Mere Island last weekend, and Graham Hornsey from our local Matamata butchery here in Firth Street in Matamata, he got a beautiful fish on our boat, in fact about 17 pound, and that took out the Matamata Fishing Club competition. So we went out to Mere, we fished on the western side, up the Alderman side, mainly because of the southeasterly wind, but there was a few fish around the edge of the foul, same around the Mercs, fished that edge of the foul, rising tide from 4 o'clock onwards should be really good. Now, if you'd like a new reel from Kilwell, well, give us a call on 0508 647462. That'll get you in the draw for a new reel. It's a little bait runner. It's an absolute cracker. That number again, 0508 647462. This has been Chris Bungard helping you plan your weekend's fishing. Hooked on Fishing was brought to you by Matamata Sports World. For all your friendly advice and service, see us first.